In this video, we're going to have a look at what is quite possibly one of the best brands plugins available for WooCommerce. The name of the plugin is the Perfect Brands for WooCommerce by a company called QuadLayers. So let's just go and have a look and see what makes this such a great plugin. First of all, straight off the bat, after installing, you set a couple of settings and then your brands are integrated into your website. So for example, here we have the brands listed with the particular products, and that's inserted automatically. And what you can do then is click on the brand name and it'll take you through to the page where you can see all the products that are part of your brand. When you go through to the page, you'll also notice here on the left hand side that these filters change accordingly as well. So depending on the brand page that you're on, let's go to brand 5. And now you'll see that the selection on the left hand side, the filters are different compared to what they were on the previous brand page. So that's what's really nice, is that the filters immediately work with the brand. And the reason for that is because the brand is actually a custom taxonomy that's set up for products. The other nice thing is that you have this filter option here. I can have a look, for example, at all the products in brand number 3. Or I can have a look at combining that with brand number 3 and brand number 1. And what you'll also notice now is that as I change the brand, the filters also change according to what is available from those brands. So let me add another one. And now you'll see that this will change again. So there you can see a whole lot of items have changed now based on the fact that I've selected another brand. So that's quite nice about the way that the brands work. And then further down on the page here, you'll see that we have the brand logos. Now the reason for the logos having so much space between them is simply because these images have a lot of empty space above and below them to make them square. But in the normal course of events, these could be trimmed to the logo itself, and then they would fit much nicely alongside each other in the brand listing. So that's how that works. Then we go and have a look and see how the brands are presented on an individual page. Now on the individual page, you'll see here that we have the product information, and then we have the brand name, brand 1. This could also be the image. And over here in the description, we also have the brand and the brand description, and actually included here would be the brand logo. The reason for the white space is just the image has a lot of space above and below. So that's pretty much how we could then include the brand with the product and with the brand description. And this brand here could be the brand logo and not the word brand. If I go back to the archive view, the same could apply here, in that you could have the brand logo here and not just the name brand. Now in this case I haven't done that because the brands are really big with a lot of white space above and below. But in your case, you could adjust them to fit really nicely in that space. So let's go and have a look and see what that looks like if we are looking at the brands inside the product page. So if I head over here to the back end, you'll see that when we go to the product section, you'll see now that with the products we have another taxonomy here, and it's called brand. So we still have the product categories, the product tags, and then we have the product brand. So you can come in here now and add more brands. The brands here are just the default brands that you can import from the plugin developers just as a demo to add to your website. In this case though, let's just go and have a look here at brand number 1. And you'll see it's quite easy. You have the slug. You can even create a hierarchy of different brands. In this case though, we just have a very flat structure, so there's no hierarchy. Then we have the description, so fill in your description as normal. Then we have the brand logo, and then we have the brand banner. Now where the brand banner comes in is that when you go and have a look at a brand on a single page. Now I'm going to go to brand number 1 because I've actually added the banner on brand 1. And you'll see now that we have the name and then we have the banner. In this case, I just uploaded the logo, but you can create a custom banner for that brand. And this is where you would then assign that banner to the particular brand. So the logo would appear with individual products or in the archive view or on the left hand side on the product page, and the brand banner appears on the brand page inside WooCommerce. So let's just have another look at that. So this is where we have the brand banner appearing, and here on the left hand side are the brand logos. So it does allow you to have two different images on the website, which is really nice, so that you can create a really nice banner for the brand page. So here inside the WooCommerce, we're on brand 1, we have the brand banner, then we have a description, and then we have the products that are linked to that brand. And that's all done without, once you link the brand or the product to the brand, then the functionality is available. The other thing that's available here with brands is that you can also use the brands in several other ways. So for example, here we have some examples, and these are shortcodes that are available from the developers. And in that shortcode, then we can have the brands arranged alphabetically. So on your brands page, A, B, C, D, E, alphabet, and when you click on that alphabet link, it'll bring it up in this format. In our case, we only have these brands. But if you had brand 2, 3, 4, and you had different names, that will pop up here. Then we have the brands in the carousel. So the carousel is a shortcode that you can add, which then slides across with the different brand names. That's already done for you. And then we have the brands in a grid view with pagination. In this case, we only have a few brands, so I haven't added the pagination. If you did, then there would be an arrow on the bottom right here, which would then allow you to click on to go to page 2, page 3 of your brands, and then return to the original page. But without the pagination, you just have a very nice list of your brands in this grid view with the name and with the logo. Then you can also create a carousel of products based on either a particular brand, a single brand, or you can include products from all the brands. Now in this case, the formatting is a little bit out. That needs to be done. That's linked to the themes formatting. So just a bit of CSS styling, and this would look a lot better. But you can then create a slider targeting brands from a specific brand. So that's pretty much the additional features that are available. So this is great for the home page or a brand directory page. Or this is also great for the brands on a brand directory page. So it's really up to you how you're going to use those shortcodes. So let's head over and see exactly how the settings work. I'm going to head over here to WooCommerce. We go to settings, and inside settings now you'll see that there's a new tab, and it's called brands. So now you can start to work on the settings for the brand. So here you can see we have the slug, which you set for the taxonomy. Then we have the brand logo size. I've just gone for full, but you can set that to any of the sizes available on your website. And then we have the brands page. So that's for linking breadcrumbs, and I've just selected my brands page, which is called brands. That's just some general settings. When we go to the archives page, this is where you can set up different settings for the archive. So when you're on the brand archive page, it says show brand description, yes, before the product loop, after the product loop, or no, hide the description. Generally like that before. Then we can show the brand banner, once again, before or after the product loop, or hide the banner. So generally if you have a nice banner, you'd want that at the top. And then show brands in the loop. And this refers to the product pages anywhere on the website. At the moment we've just said show brand link. If we change that to show the brand image, and I head over here to the website and I go to the shop, you'll now see that the brands display the logo in the archive view, and the logos for the brands being so big, it doesn't look that great. But had these been a lot smaller and cropped better, then yes, perhaps we could have looked at having the brand logos in the archive view. So here I'm just going to go back to the brand link. Then we're going to have a look at the products. So this is the individual product pages. So here we can select whether we want to have a brand tab or not. So we've gone with yes because we have a brand description. Then we say show brands in single product. So here we can show the brand logo or name in the single product, and we've said no, just show the brand link, and we've said the brand position to be after the meta. Now what we can do now is I'm going to change this to the brand image. So at the moment, if you have a look here at an individual product, so let's have a look at the cap, you'll see that the cap has the word brand there, and here we have brand. So we have the brand, we have the logo, and that's inside the tab for brand. But if I wanted the logo to show here instead of the link, then I would say show brand image if it's set, and I've set to display it after the meta, but you can display it in the meta, after sharing, after the excerpt, after add to cart. So you have a couple of options available to you. So I've just said show it after the meta, save the changes, and now when we refresh, you'll see that that logo now appears here on the right hand side. So there's the logo instead of the link. If we display it inside the meta, so let's do it in the meta, and you'll see that I've still set it to the image. Right, not much change there. And then if I change this back to the brand link, and we've said show it in the meta, then you'll see it just goes back to the link. So that's how you can quite easily integrate that into your product. Still no customizing required. Then we have a look at, or customizing in terms of coding. Then we have a look at some of the tools available. So this is where you can import brands from other plugins. So you can import from Yith, WooCommerce brands, Ultimate WooCommerce brands, or official WooCommerce brands. You can import into this plugin, and then the dummy data. So the dummy data, these are the brands that I imported into this website. And the next thing to do, then you'll see that you have some suggestions. There's some documentation that you can follow. The documentation is quite comprehensive. So if you head over to the documentation, you'll see that they've done a good job of explaining the installation, the archives, the products, the brands, the shortcodes, and then some questions. So great there for documentation. And if we click on this brands link, then it opens in a new tab, and now we just have a listing of all the brands. So those are all the brands, and then here immediately, because it's a custom taxonomy, it indicates how many items are available for each product. So we've had a look at it from the brand's perspective. So let's go along and edit a product, and then you'll see how you assign a brand to your product while you adding a product. And here on the right hand side, you'll see now that you have another list of taxonomies, and you can come in here and just tick the brand that you'd like to use for that particular product. So very easy to integrate into your website. So I reckon one of the best brand plugins that does everything you want straight off the bat with minimal customization. To add the various elements here in the sidebar, that is done through your standard widgets. So what I'm going to do now is head over here to the appearance, head over to widgets, and I'm going to add, or show you how to add those widgets, and it's really straightforward. Just letting that load up. So here we have the product sidebar, and you'll see that we start with the product filters. And what we've also done here is added in a filter for the brands. So there's several here that work really nicely. So don't worry about the layout here. It's really not working, but it works fine on the front end. So here we have that brands filter by brand, and here we have the brands, number of brands, and this is that tick box where you can tick the different brands. Then we have the brands with the displayed with the brand logo and in 2 columns, or you could also have it with the brand name. So you have that option, and to add a widget is quite easily. Simply click on add block, So we click on add block, and type in brand, and now you'll see you've got the brands list, the brands drop down, and the brand products by filter brand products by brand. So in this case what we're going to do is we're just going to do let's do a brands drop down, and you'll see the title is brands. Let's hide the empty and we'll update. And now we head over to the website, refresh, and you'll see now that we have a brands drop down, and when we select the various brands, then of course the page changes and also the filters here. So that's how easy it is to then either have the images displayed like that, or maybe you want to add the brands. Then of course you can move everything around as you want. So standard movement apply. So there we can move, say for example, we move the filter products by brand down, and here we can show or hide the filter button. So if you hide the filter button, then what happens is that by selecting the tick box, the brands are filtered. If you show the filter, then you would have to click on the filter first to display, similar to the price where you click on the filter button to filter results, whereas at the moment by hiding it, the products get filtered automatically as you click on the various tick boxes. So that's how you can adjust and create the sidebar widgets. They're all standard, straight out the box, just need to apply. Right, so the plugin's loaded, and here we have perfect brands for WooCommerce from Quad Layers. Here are the details. So this is what you'd be looking for, and definitely one of the best free brand plugins for your website. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching. If you do want to get creative by doing some creative things, you can do that. And just to show you one little customization, here on the home page of the website, we have the standard slider, which comes in the shortcode available from the plugin developers. But if you wanted to create your own custom layout, then you could go ahead and create a custom layout. And in that custom layout, you can include the brand logo, the brand name with a link, or just the brand name. The way that I've done it in this case is using Oxygen Builder. We've just created a repeater, and in that repeater we've added a query, and we've just said that the post type of product. And then what we've also done is, because it's a standard taxonomy, we've created a taxonomy query, and the taxonomy name is PWB-brand. So you'll need to know that in order to do a taxonomy query. The field we've targeted is the slug, and the terms we've identified here as brand 1 and brand 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another brand. So we'll just add a value here, and let's go brand 6, and we've just said the operator is in. So as long as that's in the taxonomy, those products will show. We'll close that, save that, head over to the website, refresh the page, and now you can see that we have brand 6, brand 1 and brand 3 included in the list of products. So that's how easy it would be to create your own layouts, and that can be used then in sliders or any other creative that you want to do. So you could come up with custom titles, latest from brand ABC, and then just have the products coming in for that brand. From here you can link through to the individual product, to the individual brand page, or you can link through to the product page. Now what I did in Oxygen to make that possible with the brand link, there's a little bit of a coding that's required. So basically here we just have a little bit of PHP, and what we do, we just get some attributes for the brand. So here we get the terms based on these attributes, so the product ID, and we have the image size set to thumbnail. Then what we do is we get those attributes, and then for each brand as a brand, we then get the term link, and here we have the image. So basically what I did here is I just took the term link to get the URL for the ahref tag, and then what I did is I then echoed out the brand's key and just the name of the brand, and that allows me to wrap the brand name then with a link to the brand. And then to display the logo, there's actually a shortcode supplied by the developers, and it would be pwb-brand product underscore ID equals the ID, and then the image underscore size equals thumbnail. So instead of then manually inserting the product ID, I've just taken the product ID from the attributes. So the nice thing now is that whatever product it is, it's now going to check and see what brand is associated to this product, get that brand information, and then what it's going to do then is just pull in the right thumbnail for that brand. So if we have a look at the home page, you'll see that we have the different brands coming through for each of those products, and you'll see that if I hover over the logo here, brand 6, you'll see that the URL in the bottom left hand corner also indicates brand 6. So it's just a really little bit of coding that you need to do to pull that through. If you don't need the brand to be linked to anything, then you can simply pull through that taxonomy term. So here, if we have a look, we've just added a standard text element, and if I click on that and I go into insert data, I've then said taxonomy terms. So I've just said pull through taxonomy terms. I've looked for the taxonomy here, and the taxonomy that we're looking for is pwb-brand. So we've just click on that and insert. There's only ever going to be one, so there's no need for a separator, and save, and then that will bring through the brand name without a link. If you want the link, then there is a little bit of PHP that needs to be done in order to pull that through, and also to pull through the logo. Right, so that's just a little bit of customization that was done, but without customization, you get the sliders, you get the brand directory with the A to Z. You then also get the brands in a carousel. As I said, you also have brands in a grid view with pagination straight off the bat. And then here you have products from a brand or all brands in a carousel. But once again, here you would need to go in and just maybe change some styling depending on the theme for your website. So yeah, I think that this is one of the best brand plugins available. Does everything you want and more straight out the box. And just to let you know then that the name of that plugin, we head back here to plugins, and it's from a company called Quatlayers.